Hello, this is my TED Talk on creativity, or what I feel makes me a creative person, or how I interpret creativity. So the very first question I wanted to ask myself when doing this was, what do I feel makes me a creative person? I feel a creative person has to be open-minded. I feel like I am open-minded, just willing to listen to others' ideas, willing to find a different solution to a problem rather than just say, no, something can't happen. Just being open-minded in general is a huge part of being a creative person. The second part for me is trying new things outside of your comfort zone. I have removed myself so far from my comfort zone during the semester. It's been crazy. Things that I didn't think I'd ever do, I'm doing. Making a video. Would have never wanted to do this. Still don't want to do it, but doing it. The mind mapping was eye-opening. Just the different things that we learned throughout the semester has been huge for me. So I think removing yourself, or the ability to take yourself outside your comfort zone and still thrive, is a huge thing for being creative. The other thing is sharing your ideas with others. This is huge. I know a lot of people who would prefer just not to share their ideas, sit in a group of people, and just keep their mouth shut. But sharing your ideas is huge, and being willing to hear that some people don't like your idea. I know that people are afraid of rejection, so they just don't open up. But I think that as a creative person, you need to be able to just let your ideas out there, and people will either like them or they won't. And you just need to be able to move forward with either choice that they have. So I think that, just being able to share your ideas and not afraid of the reaction that you'll get is huge when it comes to being creative. Creativity all around me. I put this one down because I know several people who have family members or just know someone who will say to them, oh, you get your creativity from me. So I would say those two people in my life are my father and my grandma. My father was an experimental technician for Ford Motor Company for several years, 30 plus years. And he traveled all over. He was in new product development, so he was always having to come up with new ideas, different solutions to problems. And he was always presenting his ideas into a group of people. And the one thing that he never shied away from was rejection. So he said he was never afraid of someone saying they didn't like his idea, because it happened all the time. And it was just something that he did. And sometimes they loved his ideas. Other times I'm sure they did not. But that was my dad, and that's what he does. And to this day, he offers his ideas and suggestions, whether we want them or not, all the time. And we appreciate him for that. But I feel like just having him have that side to him has made me a more creative person. He's also a great painter. He draws. He always has been this way my whole life. And I do paint, so I do get that from him, and I do draw. So he will tell you that I get that from him. But I don't really know if creativity is something that you can pass on to your children. I feel like you either want to be creative or you don't, or you have that gene that makes you just be an outgoing person and a creative person and a risk taker. My grandma Jem was the same way. She was a baker, and she could bake anything from nothing. She would whip something up and never have a recipe for it. It would be amazing. And she was always like that. And I feel like that those are the two people in my life who help form my creativity. Also my children. So both of my children were in school. My daughter is still in school to be an esthetician. I feel like that is a type of career that requires a lot of creativity. She has always been this way. My son's the same way. They both draw. They both love to paint. Just creative. But other than just drawing and painting, they're also very open-minded. They come up with the most off-the-wall solutions to ideas that I never would have thought of. And it's just amazing to watch them grow as creative people. And I've done the mind mapping with them, and it was so interesting to see their results and just different things like that. So I want to say creativity all around me. Everyone has the ability to become creative. I think it's whether or not we just really want to release that part of us. So I would definitely say creativity is all around me. So the last point I want to talk about is my working with flowers. So back in 1996, I started working with flowers. My job was, I was a flower tech. Or a flower store manager. I was taught how to do arranging, just the basic stuff. And then I met this woman right before my wedding. And she was amazing. She taught me about flowers. She taught me to love flowers. She taught me to respect flowers, the different meanings of flowers, just so much about flowers. And my goal was to be able to do my flowers for my wedding. And we did that. And it was amazing. And just knowing that the flowers that I had in my wedding, what they meant to me, the fact that I was able to put them together myself, it was just amazing. And I feel like once I met her, my creativity, or that side of me, just blossomed. I am still doing flowers to this day. I do flowers for dances, or I will make boutonnieres for people. And everyone knows that if you get flowers from me, there's going to be something in them that you would not expect. That's how I show my creativity. So different people have ordered something and I will put feathers in it, or I will put pearls in it, or stones in it, or just anything, just something different. And so that's how I show my creativity, through the things that I make for others. I've been teaching people now to do corsages and to do boutonnieres, and just sharing that creativity with others. I feel like you just grow on the inside from it. I've enjoyed every second of it. I'm just sharing it with others. Another part of creativity is when someone that you love has passed on and you don't know what to do. And you're just in a situation where you feel like you're hopeless. There's nothing that you can do for that person. And knowing that I could share my flower arranging with that person made me feel so much better. I was able to put together a beautiful arrangement of the flowers that I knew they would love. And it just puts my mind at ease. Like, I'm doing something, I'm helping, and I feel like they can feel my love through my flowers. And that just makes me feel creative. It makes me feel as if our creativity doesn't just mean nothing. I think that sharing it with everyone around us, whether it's in good times or bad times or rough times, I feel like there's so many ways for us to be creative and to share that with others around us. And so that is my big thing with creativity. Gardening and landscaping, I do that as well. Not on a very large scale, but a smaller scale. And I feel like that's another way too, to keep the ones we love around us and that's what I do with my flowers and my gardening. And I just really feel creative when I am working with flowers. So I would say the main thing that keeps me creative is flowers. But this semester I have done so many other things that I never in a million years would have thought I would have done. So I just want to say thank you. And I had a great semester with all of you. I hope that everyone has opened the door to creativity and everyone just has a wonderful year. Thank you.